Hi, everyone. Thanks for coming along to our session today. My name's Anna Kate, and I'm here from Next Minute. And we're going to kick things off in a second. But just before we do, the whole session is going to be recorded. So I'll send that out to you in an email afterwards, and you'll be able to play back any bits that you want to see again. On that, any questions as we go through? If you take your mouse down to the bottom of the screen, there's a little box there that says Q&A, and you'll be able to ask questions throughout. No question is a silly question, even if it's about your business Instagram, kind of personal to you. You can fire it through and we'll get it, because if you're thinking it, someone else is probably thinking it as well. So we'll do that. Now, the lovely lady I have here with me is Ash Edwards, and she's from InSeek Identity, and she's going to be running the webinar today. So she's a pro in this type of stuff. And how I actually met Ash was we had a Tradie Wives conference in Sydney, and she was one of the key speakers there. And what she went through, I thought I knew a bit about Instagram, and I realized I didn't. So there was these really cool tips and tricks that we actually have started using at Next Minute, and we thought they were so valuable, and wanted to share them out with you guys so that you can market to your dream clients. So I'll hand it over to Ash now to take you through, and we'll go from there.
Thank you, AK. Hey guys, I'm so excited to be here today and to talk to you everything social media, but not just social media for anyone, social media in particular for trades, because it is a very niche subject and it is quite different in the trades industry compared to e-com, hospitality, all of the other industries out there. So I'm going to share my screen and get straight into it because I know everybody, time is money. Where are we?
So we're just down the bottom there.
Yeah. Can you see my screen okay?
Yep, gotcha.
Cool. I might even go into full screen. You can still see that okay, guys?
Yep, that's perfect.
All right, cool. So lovely to meet everybody, even though I can't see anyone. So basically, what I'm here today to talk to you guys about is obviously social media, but what are the end goals? What are you actually going to get out of this presentation? Why should you watch the whole presentation? So basically, what you really want to be focusing on is how to transform your brand, but essentially we're all in business to attract our dream clients and to crush our competition. There is a lot of competition in the trade industry and in the trade world. So that is one of the essentials that we need to do. And luckily we're in business in 2024 because social media is accessible to everyone and affordable to everyone. And it's something that you need to start today if you haven't. It's super, super important. So we're going to be the goal of today is how to attract your dream clients, not just any client that comes in the door, but your dream clients that are willing to pay top dollar for your services, appreciate your experience and your expertise, and want to work with you specifically over your competitors. Okay, cool. So who the hell's talking? Who am I? So basically, my name's Ash. I'm from a company I founded about 8 or 9 years ago. Don't know where the time has gone. Called InSeek Identity. So I always say no question is a silly question, even after today. If you ever have any question that you want to ask me direct, follow us on socials. Our main account is InSeek Identity and our trade specific account is Trades, InSeek Trades. But always DM me if you have any question or all specific to your business. I'm always happy and excited and passionate to help you guys. So this is me. It's distorted it a little bit. It's actually a video. My eyes look a bit funny. But ever since I was a little kid, this is me in my little office. I've always been very passionate about business. My mum had her own business growing up. I had little car wash businesses and helping my mum with garage sales since I was very, very young. Always loved it and have had a passion for business. And then I fueled all of that passion and excitement into my own business when I was 22. I was always that kid known in high school, making my friends birthday movies, organizing the school formal videos, organizing events, being the event planner. Very, very creative from a very young age, back when we had the big camcorders and VHS and none of this technology now, but it was something that I was always very passionate about. And what I did with all of that passion is I then turned it into a creative agency that eventually we started niching out into trades. And how that happened was basically my partner years ago, he was a plumber, and he didn't really have much interest in business. And I pushed him a little bit and created him a logo and website. It was the first one I ever did. And he was, I think, shocked that it was half decent. I just started studying at the time. And then all of his friends were trades. So a lot of them wanted their business cards done and their brand and the website and vehicle signage. And it was like a domino effect. Not something that I thought I would be interested in. I always thought it would be more fashion design and girly sort of beauty design. But every time a lead came in and it was a builder or a trade, I got very excited. And that's what I want to talk to you guys about today, because I'm sure there's leads that come in the door or inquiries that come through your website or social media that light you up a lot more than others. And I'm here to say that you don't have to settle for those like sort of average inquiries and those average leads. And who's ever had a client, I don't know if you want to put in the chat box, but who's ever had a client that thinks that they're doing you a favor by paying you? It should be the other way around. You want clients being like excited and grateful that they can actually get in with you in your capacity because you're so in demand and you're the best of the best. So what makes InSeek different is basically we just like to keep things simple. As a trade business owner, you are wearing a million and one hats. You're the HR department, you're the financial department, accounting, marketing, you're everything under the sun, sales. You're a tradie, you're everything. So you're wearing a lot of different hats. That marketing always comes to the bottom of the to-do list, but it should be pretty much at the top of the to-do list. Your marketing is so important, but because it's so overwhelming and there's so many parts to it, usually it comes to the bottom of the to-do list. So what we are big believers in is keeping it simple, taking away all the hard work and guessing, and making it really easy for you to navigate. So what I've got at the end of the webinar today is something that is a free actionable asset that you can get started with your social media straight away. It's all done for you because I know trades, time is money. So we've got design assets, caption assets, everything specific to you as a trade. So if you tag us on stories today, that way we can connect as well. We can become social, and any questions you have, you can ask me. It's just InSeek Trades, and I'll send you the direct link to that to your DMs at the end as well. All right, cool. So we're going to get straight into it. So we don't waste any of your time this morning. And what we're going to do is what AK was talking about. I want to share this little trick with you guys. It's something that is so simple, but is so essential to essentially, if you vision your dream client, you want them to be able to find you really easily. And that's what we're going to be doing right now. So let's get you discovered in Instagram search. So what I mean by that is, did you guys know that Instagram is a massive search engine just like Google? So usually when we need someone, a plumber, a builder, whatever it is, a dry cleaner, a restaurant, we go to Google and we type it in. But Google is becoming a little bit more not as authentic as it used to be. It's flooded with more ads, and it's not as approachable as, say, Instagram. So what's happening is a lot of the time now people are going to Instagram like they used to go to Google. So to find a restaurant, to find a builder, a plumber, things like that. But when somebody is typing you into Instagram search, a lot of the time you're not going to come up unless you've filled out this specific section in your Instagram profile. So if you think of it like this, if somebody's trying to find you but doesn't know you exist yet, what are they going to be searching? So you really want to get clear on your target avatar or your target client. So this is something, if you haven't already done it, that's another whole webinar. But if that's something that you haven't worked out yet, I would definitely look into spending a little bit of time, half an hour, 20 minutes. Who exactly is your target client or your target avatar? It's not everybody. It's not, you know, 20-year-olds to 80-year-olds. It's very specific usually. So if you can get very clear on that, and you might have two target avatars, you might be a builder who also wants to attract plumbers because the plumbers need a builder, or vice versa. You might be a plumber that wants to get in contact with a lot of builders because they refer you work. And then obviously you have your Sally and Greg in their 60s that have money because they've been working all their lives and they're ready to invest in a high-end duplex. So if you get very clear on your target avatar, that is something that we go through with all our clients before we even start social management. If you don't know who you're talking to online, you're talking to no one, dead set. So what you want to do is you want to get very clear on that person, and then you almost want to close your eyes and think, if they were trying to find you and your amazing business and service, what the hell are they typing into Instagram? So for example, in Seek Identity, we do websites, social management, branding, etc. They're not going to be typing, if they've never heard of us, they're not going to be typing it in Seek Identity into search. They have no idea who I am. They're not going to be typing in Ash. They're not going to be typing in any of that. They're going to be typing in design, social media, trades, websites. So you really want to get clear on what are they going to be typing in. From there, well, let's get this done. So let's quickly do this together. So what you want to do on your Instagram account is you want to go to your profile. This is our profile here. You can see that you've got here your username. So usually that's your business name. If you were ABC Plumbing, you'd put that there. We're InSeek Identity, we put that there. But then you've also got this section here, and that's just called your name. When you go to edit everything, you've got your username. It's very confusing, but I'm breaking it down. So you've got your username and then you've got your name. This name section is what is going to help people find you in search. So if I had InSeek Identity here and here, no one who doesn't know us yet is going to find us. So I put myself in my client's shoes and I'm like, what are they going to be typing in? They're going to be typing in design. They're going to be typing in social media, or they might have met me at a networking event. Like AK, for example, she might not remember InSeek, but she might remember Ash. So think about the things that people are going to remember you for. Obviously, we're an online business. We can work with anyone in Australia or the world if we wanted to, but usually a trade, you guys are location based. So you'd be putting something there of your main service, what you're known for, maybe your name, and then maybe your location, Cronulla, Sydney, Parramatta, whatever your location is. So get really clear on that. So if we all want to do this together, or if you want to screenshot your page right now, it's so simple. You just go to your profile and then you click on these, you click under here to edit profile. You go into your edit profile and you can see here you've got your name and your username. So your username again is if someone tags you in stories, if your friend and you have gone out to lunch and they tag you, that's your username. So that's usually your business name. But then your name is the SEO part. So again, that's where you want to be typing in what people would be looking for. Don't do them a disservice. Don't make it hard for them to find you. You want them to find the best. So type in what you're known for and what if you do 5 services, what's your bread and butter? You want to be putting that sort of service in there. So there's your name and your username there. So what you really want to do is you want to capitalize the main service or what you're best known for in your business, as this is going to allow you to rank higher in that SEO. Realistically, no one is searching InSeek unless they already know about us. So just getting very, very clear. It's not about you right now. It's about your dream client, your target client, and what they're thinking and what is making their life easier. People have like a 2-second attention span. It's ridiculous. It's getting worse. So you really, really want to make it very, very easy for people to find you. So then what would happen is if people were searching for us, for example, if they're typing in anything design or social media, realistically, that's what they'd be typing in, we're going to rank. Whereas if we just had InSeek repeated, we wouldn't even rank. And you can see all our competition would be showing up before, and we wouldn't even get a look in the door. So that's why it's such a 5-minute hack that's going to help you for years and years to come, and you can always update it.
And this was one thing, sorry, Ash, this was one thing. When I met Ash and she was presenting this out to tradies and stuff like that, like I sat there and I went, oh, let me see what I have. And I went to the 3 dots. And like with Next Minutes, we've been around for 7-8 years. We've never done this. And I searched, what, you guys would have searched for us, like job management software or something. Nothing, like we didn't come up, nothing came up. So with that, I pressed the 3 dots, we put in job management software instead of Next Minute twice, where we had a username and the thing. And then we searched job management software and boom, we came up. And that's what you guys would be looking for. So it is really cool. Like if you've got like, Builder Auckland or Builder Cronulla, wherever it is, like to do those things and not waste that space. So that was phenomenally different for us to start doing as well.
Yeah, I remember there was a question I asked. I was like, who had both repeated? And like, no one put up their hand. And then after the presentation, people like, I didn't put up my hand, but I had it repeated. And I was like, I knew there was someone, because that was me as well when I found this trick out. But another really good thing as well is if you do meet people at networking, or a lot of you might do like weekly networking or anything like that, if your name's Greg and that's what you're known for, and people might not remember your business name, but they might remember who they spoke to at that event, who had a nice impression on them. Yeah, think outside the box and even play around with it and go on your personal account or get your friends to look you up and see what things they would be searching as well. It doesn't have to just be your location and your business, but yeah, getting really specific and your name and your location and things like that. But yeah, any questions, please chuck them in the chat and we'll address questions. We want to make this really fun and interactive, not too monotone. I want to make it fun and simple. So any questions that you guys have, please answer them and we can go through as we go. Any specific questions to your business or anything like that. Okay, so similar to what I've just said, put essential keywords in the name section so you can be easily found on search, even if people aren't searching your actual business name, which 9 times out of 10, they don't know about you or they're looking up their options. It might be 6 months time before they're ready to build their new house, get their bathroom renovated. So they're looking at their options and their competition. So you really want to make it, they're not going to know about your business name yet. So you want to look at those words that they wouldn't be searching. All right, cool. So yes, questions, keep them coming. So quick truth bomb, you could be the best builder in Australia, but your online presence is reflecting you as the worst. So this is just a quick example of why 2024 and beyond, it is so, so important to start taking your social media marketing, your branding, all your online presence really seriously, because you basically just should be handing your clients to your competitors. So this is one of my dad's friends, Grant. And back in 2020, he's had his business for like, since he was 20, 60 something now, years and years and years. And he's always, he's always plodded along really well, used the yellow pages back in the day when he started out. But he's had about 2 to 3 main referral sources for the last 20 years where he got all of his work from for years and years and years. What happened was when 2020 happened, those 3 referral sources went under and they actually went out of business. And suddenly he had no work after 20 plus years of work. So I go to dinner regularly with my dad and his friends, and he would always laugh and say he didn't understand what I did. He didn't really believe in it. Ha ha ha. And then when that all happened, he was like, oh shit, like Ash, I think we need to talk. I need to get with the times. At the same time, back in 2021, um, obviously just change these photos around for privacy reasons. But it was actually a guy that I knew of. His name was Ben. Back in 2020, he was about 19 at the time, and he was starting his own stonemason business as well. However, I knew through word of mouth that Ben was very charismatic. He was great on his initial quotes and chats, and he would get people in the door. By the way, he was charging like double the amount of my dad's friend, and he had next to no experience compared, right? So I knew that he was really great, but once he got these big clients on board, they never heard from him. He never responded to their calls, their messages, their emails. He turned up late, like his team was not clean, all of these little things that add up, right? But what Ben did is he came on board with me and invested in everything. So, high-end website, branding, social media, email marketing, everything from the get-go. So online, he looked absolutely amazing. And behind the scenes in real life, he wasn't that great, which was so, so interesting and actually like a real business pivotal moment for me. Even I'd been in business a few years at that time, but working with trades, it was really, really interesting because I knew from a personal aspect that my dad's friend was amazing. He's very affordable, all of the things, best of the best, right? Quality, obsessed with the quality of his clients. But he had absolutely no work at this time. And you went to his website, it barely loaded. It looked like it was from before computers were invented. His social media didn't really exist. He had 1 or 2 photos like from Google. They weren't sized correctly. The colors were all off, fonts, crop, like everything was terrible. So from an outside perspective, if your dream client came in and compared, say you were Grant, right? You were the best of the best, but you didn't have any online presence. And then compared to Ben, if somebody was to compare both of these accounts online, they're obviously going to think that Ben is better, even though that's not really the case. So that was just a really big eye-opening moment for me to be like, you could be the best of the best in the whole country, but online, no one knows that. And they're not going to choose you because they don't know that until they work with you. So you can see when somebody comes to your online presence that you literally have it used to be 3 seconds. It's now 2 seconds to make an impression on you. It's like when you meet someone for a first date. Unfortunately, we all do look at their looks. That's just what we do for the first few seconds. And then obviously we get to know them, we get to know their personality. So they're going to look at your looks and they're going to make a judgment. And people are very busy. They're bombarded on social media by all things that interest them: dogs, cars, movie stars, whatever interests them. That's what their feed is, right? So if you can't grab somebody's attention and you can't look legit with, reviews and behind the scenes and before and afters and everything looking cohesive with your brand colors, and then they then go to your website, it's the same blues, the same charcoals, everything's consistent, why on earth would they pay double the price if it doesn't reflect that? Why on earth would they think that you're experienced or you're amazing at what you do if you're not posting any reviews or anything that's going on with the business? So that's just a big lesson as to why it's so important that you do get onto your social media and onto your marketing, because otherwise your competitors who might not be as good as you, people are going to choose them over you and you're doing your clients a disservice.
Here we go. One question
Yes.
here. So it says, hi, I'm an admin. Can we set up dual access situations so I can maintain on my boss's behalf, etc.? Like if he's busy and stuff, can they have access to do that?
Oh, on the Instagram account?
Hmm.
Yeah. You can have heaps of people that have the logins. They obviously just need your password and login.
Yeah.
But you can also have, I think you can be logged into like 5 or 6 accounts.
Mm.
So you've got your personal, you might have your work.
Yeah. So for me,
Yeah.
for example, it's probably the same for you, Ash. Like I've
Yeah.
got a personal Instagram
Yeah.
that I'm usually just looking at like fat raccoons on or something, cats
Yeah.
falling. And then
Yeah.
you're able to like, if you are logged into another Instagram, you're able to switch your profile. So I can go on and I can
Easy,
go
hey.
minute one. Yeah. And then it
Yeah.
will just change. And then you can post on their behalf as well. So you can just have that and you can have it on your phone, which is really handy. So if you do go to sleep or anything, take photos, you can upload them as stories as well.
Yeah. You just, once it's logged in, the 2 minutes of the hard work is done, and then you toggle between one account to the next. So it's really easy. Just log in once and then you're set. You don't have to log in and out all the time. So your competitors are out there gaining attention and clients left and right. If you're not visible, you're losing business, plain and simple. So it's just one of the hard truths when it comes to marketing in today's age. The power of marketing. So this is how important marketing is. You can literally have it as much power as it wants. So for example, who would you rather buy from? You might go to like 7-Eleven or like a bit of a dodgy sort of like supermarket, and they might have cups of coffee, right? It might be $1.25. You might have the exact same product, might not be a bad coffee, but it's in a plain, foam cup, very average service, very average branding, packaging. You might go to Starbucks, for example, and get the same sort of coffee, the same quality, and you're paying 3 times the price, but you don't hesitate at all because of the brand, because of the marketing, because of the way they show up as a luxury sort of company. And it's the same sort of thing with so many brands. You look at the Reject Shop and how they market themselves with a bright yellow and the bright red. Same with McDonald's. They're marketing themselves as efficient and affordable and budget, right? You don't ever walk into a Louis Vuitton or a Chanel store with $20 and expect to barter the price down, because you know the luxury from their shops, from their packaging, from the way they sell themselves and position themselves. And it's the same thing with a trade. You really want to position yourself as where you are. If you are that more budget friendly, market yourself as that. But if you want that more high end and you want to take on 3 massive clients a year, but quality over quantity, start showing up as that high end sort of brand, and then combine that with your marketing and how you show up. So it's just a very simple example of the power of marketing and how you can literally take it to extremes, and you can take as much advantage of it out of it as possible, or you can do the bare minimum and kind of suffer with like average leads, average inquiries, average price points that you're charging. So why can't I just throw up a few posts and watch the clients roll in? So many people have come to me over the years that they've tried to do their social media but didn't work. And I'm like, well, how many posts did you put up? Oh, I put 1 up. I put 2 up and it didn't work. Or I did it for 2 months. How many posts in those 2 months? Oh, 1 a month, and it didn't work. Because what happens with that, and the reason that doesn't work, is because Instagram is a billion-dollar company combined with Facebook now. They're both owned by the same company. But Instagram makes billions of dollars through their advertising and through ads, right? So if you post a post, right, and no one interacts with it, no one likes it, comments it, sends it to a friend, saves it, reads the caption even, or even just Instagram is so smart that in the feed, if you literally just stop your finger on it, say it's a competitor, and you just look at it, Instagram is so smart that it can detect that that post has had an impression on you, and it will actually push it to more people. So you're even helping your competitors out if you're just looking at their stuff. You might be like, I'm not going to like their post, but you're still helping them out by looking at it and stopping, right? That's how smart Instagram analytics is. So for example, if you put a post up and no one interacts with it, Instagram's going to go, this post is crap. We're not going to show anyone else this post. Whereas if you then try the next time, the next week, and then you have a few interactions, Instagram's going to go, oh, a few people are watching this reel the whole entire video, or they're watching it twice. We're going to show it to more people. And then those people that interacted are then going to see your next post in the next 2 weeks. So I like to call it like the 2-week train. If you interact with a post on social media, you'll see their next post for the next 2 weeks. Whereas if they don't post for the next 2 weeks, you're not going to see their posts. So that's why, I hope that was simple enough, but that's why it's so important to stay consistent and not think it's not working. We say it takes at least 6 months to build momentum with socials, because there's so much competition, there's so much out there that you need to stand out. And why would a company trust you if you post 2 times and then never again since 2018? They're going to think you've got no work, you've got no demand, no testimonials, no before and afters, nothing coming in the door, no team, staff, all of these things that people trust you with. So that's why it's important to not just give up and just post one blurry photo at 9 p.m. at night after you've worked a full day. You really need to be consistent, because that's when Instagram's going to start trusting your content as valuable and good. And long gone are the days of followers. So if you post a good post and it goes well, it'll post it to push it out to heaps of people that are not even following you, but are people that are similar to your followers. Oop. And the reason that you also can't just post once and then, forget about it, you need to be consistent, is because with a trade, with any business, sorry, there's two big risks, right? With any purchase you make, there's a big money risk and there's a big time risk, right? So with a cup of coffee, it's probably $5 or $6 now of your money, right? But it's probably 5 minutes of your day. So if you have a really bad experience with that purchase, with the cafe, the service, the product, you'll get over it. It's not going to haunt you at night. You're not going to be too upset over it, right? Because it's a low risk of money and it's a low risk of time. However, if you're building a whole new house, it's a lot of money. It might be hundreds and thousands of dollars, and it might be 8 months to a year and a half of your time, right? So it's a massive, massive risk. So you might see one post on Instagram and you might go check out this coffee shop, right? But you're not going to see one quick post of a builder and go spend 200K with him in a year of your time. You're going to need to be warmed up or dated or, convinced to use this builder for probably minimum 6 months, right? That's what we've seen. So there's a much bigger risk with someone using a trade, and that's why this webinar is all about trades, because it's very different to another product. But there's a much bigger risk with a trade compared to a cafe or even just an e-com business, a candle shop, anything like that. That's why sponsored ads are not the be all and end all with a trade. You need to be organic and you need to show up consistently to get their trust. So if you think of it like dating, for example, you meet someone the first date. If someone proposed to you on that first date, that's a bit creepy. You're probably going to run away from them. Whereas if, they date them and you get to know them, you get to like them and trust them, and then after a year they propose, you're probably going to say yes. So you're trying to get that proposal on social media for them to work with you, right? So don't be salesy and sleazy and ask for that proposal on the first post. You've really got to spend a good few months so that they get to know you, like you, and trust you. Those are the three pivotal points with social media. Know, like, and trust. You could be the best builder in Australia, but if they don't like you, they're not going to work with you. So you've got to build up all three things of them. There might be a builder in your area that everyone knows, but people may not like him or trust him. He might be a bit dodgy, right? But if they know you and then they like you, and then the final one, they trust you, which does take a good 6 months, then that's the key recipe to getting people to using you. So same thing, what I just said. You want people to know who you are, then eventually you want them to like you and what your business offers. And lastly, you want them to end up trusting you over all the competition. So what does all of this mean for you? So it means qualified leads that are dying to work with you. You want people to be like surprised or excited that you've got capacity. That's like what you want to be building up on like social media. You want your social media to be like a reality show that's getting them excited, that's getting them to be fans of your business before they even inquire to work with you. So when they see that you have a capacity opening, they're excited and they want to snap that up straight away. You want your dream clients. You don't want just any client. If you're wanting to get into, luxury duplexes, but you've been doing bathroom renovations for the last few years, you don't want those inquiries anymore. And you don't want to be just posting those on social media. You want to be thinking, where do you want to be in the next 5 years? Where is your goal? And start showing up now. So start showing up with posts like 5 things you need to know before building your dream duplex. Don't keep posting the before and afters of the $2,000, toilet renovations. And you want to be charging your worth. So if you have been in business a few years and you feel like it's time that you could be increasing your prices, this is what's going to give you that confidence with all of this. So let's get you online. So one thing that you need to start with before you do anything, and start screenshotting all this as well so you can come back to it, but branded posts are 40 times more likely to stop that scroll. You know how busy that news feed is. I always give the example of, that busy highway and then you see the big red and yellow McDonald's sign. what is the reason that you're going to stop your car and go into the shop or purchase from them? And it's that branded repetitiveness. So if McDonald's ever showed up with green in their brand or a scripty font or something, a flower on their brand, you're going to be like, what is that? You're going to get confused, but they've been consistent for 50 plus years, right? So you need to be consistent with your brand, your colors, invest in a high-end brand that you're proud of, that you wear the shirts of, that you drive around the ute with, your business cards when you're at the pub, you're proud to promote that. And if you've doubled your prices, your branding's going to give you that confidence as well, because your branding is everywhere. So you really want that to be evident when they click into your profile, when they see a post in their feed, when they go on your website, they get an email signature from you, a letter, anything under the sun needs to be branded. Because when someone lands on your profile, you have 2 to 3 seconds to convert them into a follower, and this is always often decided by a quick glance of your feed. We all do it. We click onto a profile, and if something doesn't grab us, this looks like every trade business Instagram under the sun. This is more unique, more high end. Again, you want to think of your profile as entertaining value. Give to the people. Don't be salesy. Think of it like a reality show, like the Kardashians, when they're taking you through behind the scenes. And while you're watching a show that's entertaining you, you're on their Instagram, you're Googling their businesses. You want to be like that instead of being like, buy now, being desperate. So screenshot some of these. These are some of the posts that work the best with your trade business, and ones that I would recommend that you get started with as well. I have set up like a free tradie starter pack as well, so you guys can actually start getting started and not having to spend all this time trying to work it all out. It's all done for you. So the difference is, again, you don't want to be like this account. You want to be that high-end luxury account as well. And that is decided by putting that branding into your posts and designing them really high end. So you can see here project milestones. A snapshot of a project milestone keeps people like in the loop of like a show would example. So you want to keep them from one episode to the next. You want to keep them wanting more. So many times people wonder why they spend 8 months on a project. They put their, blood, sweat, and tears into a project. We've all done it. And then we get professional photos and we post the final project and no one likes it. No one comments. And we're like, what's wrong with Instagram? And you refresh it and there's no likes. That's because you've been through that whole journey. You've seen that house when it looked like it should have been bulldozed to then what it looks like now. And you've seen all the work that's gone into it, but no one else knows or cares. So take them along your project milestones, along your journey, on your process as a business and how you work. If you're about to start a project in August and it's a hideous house, post that now and say, we can't wait to share the progress of this project and we can't wait to get started on it. Stay tuned. Because then when you post your final project, someone might be like, oh my God, I remember that house, what it looked like. It looks like our house now. Imagine if I work with this company specifically over another builder, for example. Daily routine. So this is something that just is entertaining. It's something that you're already doing. You could just assign someone on your team, one of the boys, to just take content once a week for 5 minutes, and making sure you're doing that. That's going to help you. How much do we all struggle with hiring good people? If somebody is already following your account and they're a fan of your business and they see the great team culture and then they reach out to you when hiring, how good is that? They already know about your business. They're already a fan of your business. So that's a really good one as well, is behind the scenes daily routine, your processes, how you work. Testimonials, I don't have to push for these or vouch for these. Obviously, you need testimonials. They're amazing. Human psychology, if someone else has had a good experience, someone else wants that as well. But don't make it boring. Really put your colors into it and your branding into it. Have a photo of that person, even if it's their Facebook profile photo, whatever. Put a photo in it. And also, even if it's a text message or it's an email or something that somebody has said good feedback, it doesn't have to be a polished Google review. Screenshot that and put it in one of the templates that is in the pack, because that's going to look a lot more real than anyone can ask for a Google review, right? So if someone has just texted you and said, hey, Chris, you always come on time. You've left the house immaculate. Can't thank you and the boys enough. Screenshot that and put that in one of these posts, because it's going to look a lot more real than a polished, retyped sort of review like that. Obviously, before and afters, they're the best of the best, but make them fun, make them engaging, make people want to save them for later. Again, they might not be ready to use you yet, but in December, they're ready. So make them really engaging. And some things to avoid is don't post about the same content pillar too much. You want to mix it up again, like lots of entertaining posts, lots of value posts, 5 reasons to use a professional builder over XYZ, or all those sorts of things, because that's going to show you as the expert. Avoid posting about the particular topic in the exact same way every time. So, for a testimonial, maybe you do a reel about it one time and it's just got the text over the top of one of your videos from 2018. Put a dark overlay over that. We have reel templates as well on our website as well, which you can just change the text and the background. Add your logo in there so no one else can steal it or copy it. And maybe the next post is a carousel and it's like your top 5 reviews from June, and you've got it swiveling so that they can just scan over it. So lots of different ways that you can do similar content. Again, you need to get very clear on your target audience. That we do have a social media planner as well that has like everything to map out your target audience and everything like that. That's something you only need to do once or review every year or so. But really look at your target clients' problems, because no business would survive if we weren't a solution to a problem, right? So look at their problems and use that in your messaging when you're writing your captions, when you're doing your reels and your posts, to really hone in on their problems and how you are going to solve all those problems for them. Over promoting your products and services, it's such an ick. It's like if you go to a networking event and someone's like, "Oh, you need to use me. I'm your next accountant. Here's my number." And then they're calling you and calling you, "Sign here, sign up here, $200 today." Yuck, yuck, yuck. He could be the best accountant in Sydney, but you're just determined to not work with him because he's too pushy, right? Help people, be valuable, be a nice person and really care about their business. And then they're the ones that are going to want to either ask you questions in the future, but then they're the ones that are going to go with you. Why would they go with another company and start their search again on Instagram or Google if you're the one that's helped them for the last 6 months, right? And a lack of brand consistency. It's 2024, you've got to stand out, be high end, be luxurious, be professional in your branding and stick to your brand guidelines, your colors, your fonts, and don't steer away from them. Use templates and use designs that look high end, and that's going to make you rememberable. Like McDonald's, for example, it's going to make people choose McDonald's over Burger King or Hungry Jack's because you're the legit go-to brand. And then just some other posts with different goals. So I'm just going to skim through these, but just screenshot any of these as well. Posts to increase website clicks would be really promoting your projects, and then pushing through back to your website at the end of that carousel or in your caption. Book a chat, get your face out there. You've got to introduce yourself so that people get to like you, like what we spoke about before, know and like you and trust you. Get your face out there in lots of different post styles, but say, book a chat with Todd. Tell them in the caption exactly what they need to do. They need to just click the link in your bio to your website, and that's how they're going to book a chat with you. Super easy. Have a calendar time set up for a phone call. Make it so, so easy, because if you don't make it easy for people, they're not going to do the hard yards. They're just going to click away. Website promotion, but also to increase brochure downloads. So that's another thing, but you should definitely have a high-end brochure or a lead magnet. Long story short, a lead magnet is basically a brochure for you, but you're not tricking people, but it's solving one of their problems. So instead of the heading being like, ABC Plumbing's brochure, it would be 5 factors you must consider when hiring a professional plumber for your duplex, or something in 1 week. So you make it very specific to your target client, and they think they're downloading everything about them, which they are. You're helping them in that ebook, but in that ebook, you've got those pages on helping them, like the title says, but it's also about your company, recent projects, it's testimonials. And then at the end, it's book a free, no obligation free quote with Todd, usually valued at $300, with a big QR link and a big button to your website to book that. And that's something that you should have in that link in your Instagram, and you should probably do a post promoting that brochure once a month or twice a month. And you can push it out with visit our website or download our brochure on the problem, like the title of the brochure and things like that. Here it is. Here's another example. So you'd have your brochure sort of mocked up in a really exciting, fun way, really professional with your branding, colors and everything like that. and you would have like the big title there, or we usually do reels for clients, which is like what you're going to get out of downloading our brochure. The great thing about a lead magnet brochure is what we spoke about before with the biggest risks of time and money. There's no risk, right? What, a minute of their time and $0 of their money. So they're much more likely to download your brochure than they are to book in for a chat with you or book in for a quote, because sometimes they have to pay for that quote. But even if it's a free quote, they've still got to spend their time with you, and time is money, right? Time is a risk. So if they're someone that's a very cold prospect or a cold lead, by them downloading your brochure, they're going to go from a cold lead to a warm to a hot lead. So by the time they meet with you and you spend your precious time with them, they know a lot more about your business and what you do. And this is all on autopilot. Once you set this up, it just runs for years and years and years. So that's a really good thing as well to invest in, is a brochure. It just separates you from the rest of the riffraff out there. Post to increase clients accepting your quote is definitely social proof. So get your testimonials out there. Post to increase clients accepting your quote. Another one is also your company values. So if you donate to charity, if you're big on climate change, or like whatever you do in your business, that's a point of difference. Don't keep that a secret. You really want to showcase your company values. It might be that you're a family-owned business. It might be that you have 120 years combined experience with your team. Whatever it is, everyone has company values. Make sure you don't keep them a secret. I don't care if you posted it 2 years ago, repost it again, repost it in a new way, because new followers won't see that. And trust is definitely keep showing your face. Why the hell did you start your building business, your plumbing business? Did you always have a passion by helping your dad in the tool shed when you were 6 years old? Get personal, like I did at the beginning of this webinar, and talk about why you have that passion for what you do. That's going to increase know, like, and trust. And another one is become the expert. Like I spoke about before, start sharing educational content that is going to solve that problem that your dream clients have. Make it about them. That's going to make you the expert and make you stand out over someone else that's just bragging about the awards they've won, or why you should book in with them. So what you can do from here, I know that there's a lot of information there, and marketing is such a big umbrella. However, you can just break it down and keep it simple and start with your social media marketing. Definitely your branding is definitely one of the main things you should do. But if you're not ready to invest in that professionally yet, and your website, then your social media, you can get started today, like really quickly and easily. So I have created this all-in-one tradies free social media starter pack. So if you tag us in your story, I'll send you the link direct to your Instagram, and you can literally get started straight away. You can see I've broken it all up and made it really fun and easy to use. You've got a month of content done for you. So what to post, so all ideas like reels, testimonials, you can see a little bit there, personal stuff, service stuff. You've got the design templates. So if your branding's red and charcoal, you just change the blue to red. It's all done in a few clicks. And then you just change your text around. We've got before and afters, testimonials, visit the website, download our brochure, 5 things you must know, all things I spoke about today. And then you've got captions, but not just any captions. How many times have we seen a random post with an emoji as a caption? It's questions in those captions to create more comments and engagement, because the more engagement you get, Instagram's going to go, wow, this post is going good. Let's push it out to more people that aren't even following them yet, but are in the same area, or they like their followers, right? So it'll say, people love to vote, for example. So it might be like, check out this, our 2 favorite projects from June. Do you prefer vote project A or project B? So there's all different things in there, trade specific, that are going to increase comments and engagement, things like that. And then option 2, obviously we either have more time or we have a little bit more money to invest. So it depends where you're at. Obviously we do take over all social management for trades. We do everything. We do it with a calendar where we showcase everything already done with captions, copywriting. We do a whole strategy before that. Like I spoke about earlier, we get clear on your target client. We do all your designs, your branding, your content pillars, create everything from scratch. So it depends where you're sort of at with business. But we do take over all social media management, as well as branding, websites, email marketing, and everything like that, specifically to trades these days as well. So yes, just send me a DM if you want me to send you anything on that, or you can go to our website, which is just inseekidentity.com.au, or I can put it in in the chat as well, and we can send it out. Was there any other questions, okay, that came through? Or does anyone have any questions even specific to your business?
Yeah, any questions, just pop them in there and Ash can answer. But we will send, like, obviously this is all going to be recorded. So there's so much information that Ash has given, which is so valuable. So if you want to watch it back, or even like I remember when I was clicking the 3 dots, I was like, oh, hang on a second, I'm clicking the 3 dots. Let me check. Oh, I'm one of these people that's made the mistake of having the name twice. It's all recorded. You can watch it back again. When we send it out, we're going to send Ash's details as well, so you'll be able to click on that to kind of get the pack and stuff. I've seen the pack, I've looked at it, it's absolutely phenomenal. It takes all the kind of think working out of it, and as Ash went through, like, it's all this stuff that you know about your business already. You know the boys, you know the great work that they do and how skilled they are, and it's just actually showcasing that to people. Because you might think, you know, the finished product looks phenomenal, but people, like, I always find, even when I'm talking to builders, like, about when they do quotes and things like that, your clients don't actually know that much about construction. And so if Instagram's one way that you can show them visually, like, the amount of effort and quality work that goes into something on other people's projects, that would make, like, if I was looking for someone, I'd be looking at those things, not just the finished look, what it looked like before and the process through it, and be like, oh, whoa, like, that looks so good now. I can't believe that's in the same place. So yeah, there's just things like that that I come across as well. But we'll share out this with everyone, and we'll give Ash's details as well. So if you do want to ask any kind of private questions directly to her, you'll have her details. Yeah, and I think we don't have any more questions at the moment, so I think we might just leave it there.
Another thing I was just going to quickly add on there, sorry, AK, was I don't want anyone to get discouraged even if you have 50 followers. I think I said this at the event. Even if you have 50 followers or 100 followers, imagine being in a big room with 50 people listening to you. That's the power of your Instagram. So I don't want anyone thinking that they've just started their account or they don't have many followers. Again, followers are not important like they used to be back in the day. Like I said, if your posts start doing well, Instagram will push it out to so many other people through the explore page and the search page. So yeah, next time you think that only 50 people have watched your story or anything like that, imagine presenting in person to 50 people on your before and after project or anything like that. What happens with us a lot of time is people will inquire through DMs, or I'll even have a meeting with someone and I don't hear back for 6 months. And then they'll just reply to a story or a post and go, hey, Ash, I'm ready to get ready. I've just been so busy. I'm ready to get started. I've just been so busy. And I've been watching all your content, you know, for the last few months. And I go, a lot of the time people don't even like our posts or like react to anything. I've even had clients that weren't even following me, but just kept seeing our content. And after all that convincing, they're like, okay, I think I trust this girl over someone else or something like that. So it does take time. I never underestimate that. It is like proposing to someone with a trade, because it is a commitment for a client as well.
Yeah. Well, thanks everyone for coming along and taking the time. I know you guys are all absolutely flat out with what you've got going on, so really appreciate it. And thank you so much, Ash, for doing this for everyone. Like, when I saw Ash presented, I was like, this is going to be phenomenal for everyone using Next Minute. So we're going to spread that knowledge. Yeah, and we'll send out the details for you, and all the videos and everything like that for everybody to replay. But yeah, we'll finish off the webinar now. And thanks so much for coming along, everyone.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Ash. Appreciate it. Bye, guys. Bye.